What's up guys, Aeon of Horus is here, and today we're going to talk about Railgun Chapter 131. Since this is what you voted for on Twitter, I asked everyone if they wanted me to drop my casual thoughts about this month's chapter, since Railgun does release monthly, and people said yeah, let's do it, so here I am. And yeah, I might make this a monthly thing where I talk about each new chapter that comes out here on now, since we are at a new arc and we're not going to get a new index volume anytime soon. So yeah, this won't be an in-depth analysis video like I normally do. This will be my unscripted casual thoughts with my beautiful face. But my shit haircut, since you can't even get a haircut in England now since all the hairdressers are shut. So I'll have to rock the 90s Jesus look for now till April when they open back up again. So fingers crossed I do manage to get a haircut and get rid of the Jesus look, since I've had this look for too long. But yeah, let's talk about the chapter, why not? So, we begin afresh from the Jailbreaker arc, which I wasn't a big fan of, so I'm happy to see that a new arc has started. And this is kind of like a blank slate where we can see new opportunities in the Railgun story, I suppose. But this time, interestingly, it's gone backwards rather than forwards in the timeline. We have gone about 3 years or the main start of the Index/Railgun timeline, since Mikoto has just joined Tokiwadai Middle School. And yeah, we haven't really seen this moment in the timeline before, if I'm correct. So yeah, I'm kind of curious where this is leading to and what will happen at this point in the actual timeline. We have seen glimpses of Mikoto's past previously, more in relation to Sisters Project more than anything. So this will be interesting to see what her school life was like prior to meeting Toma and the Sisters Project and everything like that. But yeah, the Railgun editor said on Twitter that he didn't really know how to write a Railgun arc around the time of World War III, since that's where the current Railgun timeline is around. Yeah, and he had the plan to do like a prequel arc or a backstory arc for a while, and he's finally getting around to doing that. So if he's had a plan to do it, and the mangaka, I forgot his or her name, who draws Railgun, and if they had a plan to do this for a while, I'm intrigued to see what it will be. If it will be of good quality, since if they had a plan for it, then I'm assuming they've thought about it a lot and they really want to tell this story. So yeah, I'm all for it. I think it'll be a good change, but at the same time, it does make me think how they're gonna write more Railgun stories in the future. Like, is this? I feel like is this them telling us that they don't really know how to fit Mikoto only stories going forward, like in like the New Testament content? As if so, that could mean the end of the Railgun manga. I know the Accelerator manga ended, since it was kind of at that point where it caught up with the tree diagram remnant arc. It caught up basically where Accelerator was in Index 2, so that's why it kind of ended. And also because the quality wasn't very good. But you get my point. Like, is there going to be a point like that for the Railgun manga in the future? Maybe, if they really don't know how to write Mikoto's story. Fitting in with the Index timeline. Maybe. But yeah, I don't mind seeing where this arc goes. But yeah, it's like, how is the Railgun story going to get a conclusion? Is it just going to end kind of weirdly, just a no proper conclusion to all these arcs that have happened prior in Railgun? I don't know. I think it'll be a tough thing to do for the team behind the Railgun manga, including Kamachi. So yeah, I don't know. It depends. But let's talk about the actual chapter, why not? So first we get Mikoto and the vending machine, and she meets this girl called Rory, I think. And she's basically a walking Gakota mascot. And she seems kind of unorthodox for a student at Tokiwadai. She's dressed quite not formally in a way. So yeah, and it's kind of strange. It's like Mikoto has kind of taken inspiration from Rory, as she basically learned how to kick the vending machine in the same way from Rory. And yeah, interesting choice. Like, so it's pretty much confirmed that Mikoto wasn't like the first one to discover that, and she basically just styled herself on it. But seemingly she already loves Gakota prior to meeting Rory, since he recognizes, oh, that's Gakota. So I guess she's still, I guess she's been a fan of Gakota since she was very young. So at least that part hasn't been influenced by another character. But yeah, it's whether you, I mean, it's kind of a minor issue if people want to see it as that. Whether they think, oh, Mikoto should have been the one to discover the vending machine secret. I mean, I know it's not the biggest problem in the series, but I mean, yeah, it depends on your personal preference whether you would want Mikoto to be the first one to discover that little gimmick with the vending machine or not. Or, yeah. So, yeah, that's an interesting choice. So, yeah, so Mikoto and Shokuho join the school at this moment in time. But yeah, they are both level 5s at this point, and they are kind of attracting a lot of attention because they are the first 2 level 5s to enter Tokiwadai, and both in the same year. So I guess it's kind of generating some jealousy amongst the students, thinking they're not that good. Like, Mikoto is just like the weakest level 5. She's just a glorified level 4 or something like that. So I can see it being an interesting drama, her trying to fit in and showing people, gaining their respect in the school. That'd be an interesting thing to see. And yeah, I think from what this is going, like, I don't know where this will lead to, but from the first chapter, I think it's going to be, I think Shokuho is going to have a big role in this arc, because yeah, there are already 3 established cliques at Tokiwadai already. I think there's the Sha clique, the Mikigami clique, and the Hazakura clique. Correct me if I'm wrong, I think I did well to remember that. But yeah, those are the 3 main cliques before, obviously, we know Shokuho has the biggest clique in Tokiwadai at the point of the Index and Railgun timeline by a mile, since her mental art ability was pretty handy for that, and also she has quite a lot of qualities to for girls who want to follow her and, be around her. So, yeah, because Shokuho's just joined a school, she's basically almost a nobody. She's just a level 5 who's attracting a lot of attention because of that, but she doesn't have any proper influence in the school yet since she just joined. So I think this arc will be kind of like the rise of Shokuho in Tokiwadai. I think there will be a lot of clique wars. So this will be like the rise of Shokuho's clique, and probably how she makes the downfall of the other cliques. That's where I see this arc going from this one chapter. I could be wrong. This is just the first chapter. This is just meant to be an introduction. It could go somewhere else, but that's kind of like how I feel with them introducing these 3 big cliques of Tokiwadai. But yeah, I'm just curious how Mikoto is going to fit in all of this. How is Mikoto going to be relevant to Shokuho's clique in this story, since she kind of, from the Index and Railgun timeline, she kind of strays away from cliques, and she even mentions when she's talking to one of these clique members that, yeah, she's not really interested in joining. Mikoto has always been quite independent in that way. She doesn't really want to be part of this massive group, kind of like cult, in like school cults. She's not really interested in that. She just kept likes kind of like a few friends she can trust, but yeah, she's not into a massive like society group ideology. She's really not into that. So yeah, I'm curious what Mikoto's role will be in how this school drama goes forward. But yeah, so that's what I think about it. Do you think Shokuho will be a main character in this arc? I mean, she didn't really appear in this chapter at all. She was only mentioned, but yeah, that's where I'll see it going. Also, I think we will see how Mikoto first meets Kuroko in this arc, which should be interesting to see. I'd like to see how Kuroko was before meeting Mikoto. That would be very interesting to see. And yeah, just seeing how the Railgun girls that we know, like before the start of Index/Railgun, that will be also interesting to see how different they are prior than they are now, if you get what I mean. So yeah, that's all I really have to say about this chapter. Not a lot of main events happened in this chapter. It's just the introductory chapter, so the best we can do is assume what's going to happen in the future. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are about this arc or volume, or not volume. I'm so used to talking about index volumes. But yeah, let me know your thoughts about this chapter. Where do you see the arc leading to? And yeah, will this arc be all that important in the grand scheme of things, or is just like a filler backstory arc? Because I don't know, like, I'm not sure how important this arc will be, but if they've been planning it for a while, then maybe it will be important. I don't know. Maybe it will provide a lot of cool new things we can, you know, reread Railgun and Index and then see how different they are then than they are now. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are about this chapter, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and subscribe if you haven't already. I upload regular Index and Railgun videos, so subscribe for more. Thank you, and see you around. Bye bye.